Childhood Bullying and the Journey to Heal Invisible Wounds. Hi. Perhaps you have already walked a long road. It isn't easy to sit down, open your heart, and face the painful memories of childhood. For years, maybe you tried to forget or told yourself, it was just kids' stuff. It's over. Yet every time someone laughs loudly behind your back, your heart aches. Every time you are rejected, it hurts more than it should. Every time you hear criticism, you feel as though the whole world has turned against you. That's not because you are weak, but because the old wounds are still alive inside you. A childhood of being bullied, mocked, and isolated leaves more than tears. It leaves invisible imprints on the soul. And as you grow up, even when you wear a neat suit and succeed at work, inside you still lives a trembling child longing to be held, to be protected, to be seen. I want you to know something important. You are not alone. Many people carry such a childhood, and the good news is that our brain has an extraordinary ability to rewire itself. The past cannot be changed, but the way you live with it can completely reshape your perception of the past. On this journey, we will walk through many doors. The goal is not to erase the past, but to become a freer, more confident, and more peaceful person. Not to merely exist with the wounds, but to walk alongside them until they transform into strength. If you are ready, let me walk with you. We will begin by returning to childhood, looking back, understanding, naming the pain, and opening the door to healing. Part 1. Looking back at a bullied childhood. Let me say this clearly. What you went through was not your fault. As a child, you had no strength, no skills, no guidance to protect yourself. You were just a child, fragile, tender, deserving of love and protection. But instead of protective arms, you met humiliation, mockery, and abuse. Maybe classmates made you the butt of jokes. Maybe older kids blocked your way and stole your things. Maybe even the adults in your family, the ones who should have shielded you, were the very ones who planted pain. Whatever form it took, those memories remain inside you like shards of broken glass, still cutting, still aching. How the brain stores pain. Our brain has its own way of storing trauma. When humiliated, the amygdala instantly triggers alarm, embedding the feelings of shame and fear. The hippocampus records the place, the time, the voice, the glance. These memories don't fade like an old book. They cling. And with just the smallest trigger, a laugh, a criticism, the entire wave of past emotions rushes back, as if it never left. So if you tremble before a crowd, or feel a sharp pain in your chest when criticized, know this. It's just your brain replaying what it once learned to protect you. Understanding this, you can breathe easier and whisper to yourself, I am reacting to the past, not to the present. The freeze response, a survival lesson stuck in time. When a child is bullied, the body often chooses to freeze, to stand still, hold its breath, and hope the storm passes quickly. That was the best strategy for survival. But growing up, this response may repeat. You go silent when treated unfairly. You overcompromise in relationships. You avoid conflict out of fear. You know what? I want you to realize this. You are not cowardly. You are simply reliving the mechanism that once saved you. And here's the hopeful part. The body can learn new responses. Through therapy, mindfulness, and small, safe experiences, you can train yourself to stand tall, to speak out, to protect yourself without trembling like before. The attachment wound, when safety is lost. Bullying also creates a deeper wound. It shatters the fundamental belief that I am worthy of love and protection. Many adults still carry harmful beliefs like, I'm not good enough. Everyone leaves eventually. I can't trust anyone. These beliefs were not born out of nowhere. They were seeded in childhood experiences. And the painful truth is that they keep you living like the abandoned child you once were, even now as an adult. But let me be clear, these are not truths. They are simply stories the brain wrote from old memories. And any story can be rewritten. You are not alone. Many others have walked this path of a painful childhood. Some carry their trauma into middle age. Some struggle endlessly in relationships. Some hide behind a cold shell just to avoid being hurt again. And yet others have found healing. They live lives full of love, confidence, and resilience. If they can do it, so can you. No one can give you a different childhood, but you can absolutely give yourself a safe present and a free future. Part 2. The Inner Child and Repeating Patterns. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine, within you, there is still a child. Perhaps this child is curled up in the corner of a classroom, eyes red from being laughed at. Perhaps it is clutching a notebook tightly, trembling in fear that someone will snatch it away. Or maybe it is quietly eating alone, trying to swallow not just food, but also the taste of loneliness. That child never disappeared. It still lives in you, as an untouched part of memory. In psychology, this is called the inner child. When we grow up, this child doesn't automatically grow with us. It carries all the experiences, fears, and beliefs formed in childhood. And every time you are hurt in the present, it is often that inner child who is reacting. The repeating patterns. Have you ever asked yourself, why do I always feel insecure in love? Why do I often avoid conflict? Why do I give in too much, even when I don't want to? These are the patterns your inner child repeats. A girl once mocked for her looks grows up never believing she's beautiful. When someone compliments her, she smiles on the outside, but inside she whispers, they don't mean it. A boy once bullied by a group grows up fearing crowds. At work, he avoids promotions because he's afraid of being seen, afraid of scrutiny. Someone once compared harshly to other people's children grows up believing, I will never be enough. Every piece of feedback, no matter how small, feels like the whole world rejecting them. This is like a loop. A new situation triggers the old memory. You react the same way, and the result reinforces the false belief. See, I really am useless. And so the cycle continues. Why do you need to return to the child you once were? Because no one else can heal that child but you. Back then, you weren't protected. No one stood up for you. But today, you, the adult you are now, can do that. You can sit down, hold that child's hand, and say, I see you. I know how much you hurt. From now on, I will never leave you alone again. Just by acknowledging and accepting the presence of your inner child, the healing journey has already begun. A gentle practice. Try writing a letter to yourself at age 8 or whatever age you were most hurt. Write as if you were sitting in front of that child, speaking softly. My dear little one, I'm so sorry you had to go through so much pain. You didn't deserve to be treated that way. You deserved love and protection. Today, I am here with you. You don't have to endure this alone anymore. Your inner child is the part of the past, still alive in the present. When you listen to it, embrace it, you begin to break the repeating patterns. Part 3. The first step of healing, listening and empathy. You have carried these wounds for so long. Perhaps you've gotten used to avoiding, suppressing, or pretending they don't exist. But wounds don't simply vanish. They hide inside, waiting for a moment to surface. So the first step of healing is not forgetting or erasing it, is listening and showing empathy. 1. Acknowledge the pain instead of denying it. Many people bullied as children grow up thinking, it was just kid stuff, no need to bring it up. But denial only pushes the wound deeper. It's still there, still driving your unconscious reactions. Try sitting down, breathing deeply, and saying to yourself, yes, I was hurt. I was lonely, scared, and powerless, and I can still feel that pain within me. Simply acknowledging gives you truth, and truth is always the beginning of freedom. 2. Listen to the inner child. Imagine your younger self sitting right in front of you. It doesn't need your judgment or analysis. It just needs your listening. You can close your eyes and ask, what do you need right now? How did you feel when no one protected you? Let the answers come naturally. They may be emotions, images, or even a simple phrase. 3. The letter practice. Inner child therapy often begins with writing letters. Choose a specific age, maybe 7, maybe 10, and write to that child. For example, "My dear one, I know you had to suffer so much unfairness. I'm sorry for leaving you alone all these years. From now on, I will always be here with you. You are worthy of love. You deserve happiness." 4. The science behind listening and rewriting memory. Our brain has the remarkable ability of neuroplasticity, the power to rewire neural pathways. When you revisit a memory and embrace it with compassion, you create a new version of that memory. You don't erase the old one. Instead, you add a new emotional layer, from resentment to compassion, from loneliness to understanding. Over time, the brain learns to associate that memory with a sense of safety. 5. A small daily practice. Each morning, take a deep breath and say, "I am safe. Today I will love myself more than I did yesterday." Each evening, write a few lines to your inner child. "You did well today. I'm so proud of you." These small practices are like drops of water nourishing a seed. Over time, the seed of confidence and peace will grow, replacing the weeds of fear. 6. Compassion for yourself. Most importantly, stop blaming yourself for being too weak or too sensitive. Remember, you endured things no child should ever have endured. Your sensitivity is not a weakness, it is a sign you were once wounded. And from here, you can learn to turn it into strength, the strength of empathy and compassion. Part 4. From therapy to transformation. You have already taken the first steps of healing, facing your pain, listening to your inner child, and offering it empathy. It's like you have opened the door of a dark room and lit a small lamp inside. Now, we will go further. From therapy to transformation, turning pain into strength, rewriting the stories that once imprisoned you. 1. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, rewriting the beliefs within. Many people who were bullied grow up carrying beliefs such as, "I'm not good enough. No one will ever love me. I'm always less capable than others. I'm not attractive." These are false beliefs. They are not truths, only results of painful experiences. CBT helps us rewrite those stories. You can also ask yourself, is it true that I'm not good enough, or was I simply made to believe that? Is there real evidence I'm incapable, or is it just old memories speaking for me? Each time you ask these questions, you loosen the walls of those false beliefs. 2. EMDR therapy, soothing traumatic memories. EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, is a therapeutic method that helps the brain reprocess traumatic memories. Through guided eye movements or bilateral stimulation, memories are placed into a safe zone, allowing the brain to reassociate them with calmer emotions. For example, a woman who was once mocked in class. After several EMDR sessions, she still remembers the event, but the sting of humiliation is no longer overwhelming. Instead, the memory becomes a distant fragment, no longer suffocating her present life. You may not practice EMDR on your own at home, but remember the principle. Memories don't need to be erased, they need to be paired with new emotions of safety and empathy. 3. Mindfulness meditation, creating space in the present. Whenever fear arises, you often react as if you are that child again. Mindfulness meditation helps you recognize, this is only a memory. The present is different now. A simple practice. Sit quietly, paying attention to your breath. When a memory or emotion rises, instead of running away or pushing it aside, say gently, "Hello, pain. I see you." Breathe in, breathe out, just observing without judgment. With regular practice, the brain strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the part that regulates emotions. Gradually, you'll find yourself calmer, less dragged back into the past with such intensity. 4. Compassion, the sacred key. The Buddha taught, holding a burning coal waiting to throw at someone else only ends up burning your own hand. When you hold on to hatred for your bully, you are the one imprisoned. But when you cultivate compassion, you unlock the door to freedom. Compassion here doesn't mean forgiving instantly, nor accepting injustice. It means understanding. The bully was also once a wounded child, passing on their pain to others. Seeing this, your anger softens, and resentment gently loosens its grip. Part 5. Rebirth. Imagine a forest after a storm. Trees have fallen, the ground is muddy, yet from the cracks in the soil, new sprouts begin to rise. Your childhood of bullying, humiliation, and isolation was like that storm. It once knocked you down, robbed you of trust, and made you believe you would forever remain powerless. But the truth is, within those cracks, a new life has always been waiting to emerge. You are no longer a victim. Back then, you were powerless, just a child without protection. But today, you are an adult. You have a voice, choices, and strength. You are no longer bound to the role of the powerless child, unless you keep believing in that old story. Remember this: memories are real, but you are not your memories. You are the one who has the power to write a new chapter, transforming wounds into strength. Many who were once bullied grew up to become extraordinary people. Some became psychologists because they deeply understand their patients' pain. Some became teachers, the safe haven children turn to for protection. Some became social activists, standing against injustice so no child would suffer what they once endured. And you too can transform your pain into a form of strength. The strength of empathy, of kindness, of the ability to see suffering in others that many overlook. Small steps to rebuild trust. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. Transformation is a journey, and every small step matters. Try standing up for your opinion in a meeting. Dare to look in the mirror and say, "I am capable. I am beautiful. I am worthy." Dare to believe that someone truly loves you. Each time you do this, you are sending your brain a new message. I am no longer the bullied child. I am myself, strong and worthy. From suffering to compassion. The Buddha once taught, suffering is the path to enlightenment. You have endured much pain, but through it, you now have the chance to open your heart with compassion. You may even look at your bully with sorrowful eyes and whisper, "You too were only a suffering child." When you can see this, resentment no longer chains you, you are free. And if you believe in the spiritual, remember this: you have never been alone. There is a source of light, call it Buddha, call it God, call it the love of the universe that has always been silently supporting you. Sometimes, simply closing your eyes in stillness and whispering, "Please protect me," will allow you to feel a warmth spreading through your body. That is the sign you are being protected. You are not alone. The gift of your journey. Trust that this journey is never in vain. Every tear that falls today may be the raindrop watering tomorrow's seed. Every moment you sit with yourself brings you closer to freedom. Your childhood cannot be changed, but you, the person you are today, can choose to write the rest of your life anew. And I believe you will write it in the brightest light.